Good evening and welcome to Growing Home's virtual fundraiser. We're so excited that you could all join us this evening. Whether you're on YouTube or Facebook, we are excited to see that you're here. We can actually see the numbers rising as I'm doing this right now. So, for all of you coming in on YouTube and Facebook, welcome. And you know what? This is a great opportunity for us to share this with the world. So, if you joined on Facebook, hit share. And if you've joined on YouTube, consider starting a YouTube watch party or just texting your family and friends and letting them know that you are in store for a treat and a fun evening with Growing Home. All right, so now that we're here, I think it's important that I tell you today is a very special day for Growing Home. You see, today was the day we were supposed to have our 18th annual Growing Home benefit. It's a day we all get together, we put on our fancy outfits, and we have delicious meal and cocktails and celebrate the work of the past year and our ability to provide paid job training and food access in the Inglewood community. And as you know, because of the global pandemic, COVID-19, we're unable to do that in person today. But I am so excited that we are still here doing it on YouTube and Facebook. Together, virtually, we'll still be able to come together and support the work of job training and food access in a community that truly needs it and deserves it. So, together, let's raise some money to support that work. Our goal this evening is $200,000, and I know together we can do it. I can't go any further without thanking our sponsors. Our presenting sponsors this evening are William Blair and Slow Fig. We could not do this without you. We were planning to be at Salvage One today, but this pivot to a virtual fundraiser was made possible by your support. So to William and Blair and Slow Fig, thank you. And to our Eggplant sponsors, which is the next level down, of course, we named it after vegetables. Our Eggplant sponsors are BMO Harris Bank and the Menaki Foundation. Thank you so much for your support and for being here with us tonight. We couldn't do this without you either. All right, so here's how tonight will work. The best way to enjoy this fundraiser tonight is to have two devices. I know, sounds like a lot, but it's actually pretty easy. I'm doing it right now. You see, I'm actually doing this YouTube on my computer, and I'm participating in the virtual fundraiser on my phone. And you can see the website to the virtual fundraiser below me. And if you would like to register right now, it's simple. Text Growing Home to 243-725. You got it. Text Growing Home to 243-725. Once you do that, in seconds, you can register and get ready to enjoy the silent auction and the virtual paddle raise that we will have later. Now, I've got my phone out because I have already put a bid in for a few awesome items, from Northwestern's tailgate to the Virtue Cider Farms tour. I'm checking it out every time they text you to let you know if someone's outbid you. So I've got my phone pretty close. You can also use an iPad or even your smart TV to watch the YouTube video in your computer or any other device to go to the fundraising page. Whatever you do and however you enjoy this program tonight, it's up to you. Also, remember, though we're doing this virtually, and we'd be excited if you could bid tonight online, we still accept checks, you know. So if you prefer to send a check in, please do. We'll receive it after the fundraiser and send you an acknowledgement. Our address is on our website, on the fundraising website, and will be on a slide at the end of the video. But if you need it right now, it's 825 West 69th Street, second floor, Chicago, Illinois, 60621. Well, that's all the housekeeping I have for tonight. I think before we go any further, I should tell you about Growing Home. And I know some of you are thinking, what does she need to tell us about Growing Home? We already know. Well, if you remember in the beginning, I asked you to share. If you in fact shared this on Facebook, or if you shared your YouTube link, we should have some new people who've never heard of Growing Home in their lives. So I'm going to take a few minutes to tell you a little bit more about Growing Home. Growing Home is a nonprofit on the south side of Chicago. We run a job training program using urban agriculture. Our job training program is first paid, which provides people the ability to move towards stability. But also, our job training program has three important parts. I always tell people that first, everyone in our program has the opportunity to work on our farm. They learn everything from seeding to planting to harvesting and processing, because we sell our produce all across the city of Chicago, from our farm stand right in Inglewood to the Iman Beats and Eats Market on Friday evenings, to Green City Market, the largest farmers market in the city of Chicago on Saturdays, and Logan Squares Market on Sunday. So not only do they get the experience of working on the farm, but they also have the customer service experience of working all of those farmers markets. The second part of our program that's very important is case management. We have a social worker on site who works one-on-one with every person in our program. Her role is to help them to find referrals to things that they need, to overcome some of the barriers that will keep them from staying in jobs once they find them. The barrier could be anything from housing insecurity to childcare assistance to healthcare challenges. 85% of the people in our program are formerly incarcerated and have had some brush with the criminal justice system. So our number one referral is to the Cabrini Green Legal Aid. They are one of our best partners. They come on site and work with each individual one-on-one to look at their record and see what can be filed for expungement or sealing. Many of our graduates say this is the best part of our program. But not only do we have case management and we have on-the-job training, but we also run two curriculum. One is called TIP, Transforming Impossible to Possible. It was created by Dr. Philip Hong at the Loyola School of Social Work. This program works on what's inside of all of us, talks about your traumas and things that you've been through in your life, and helps you to work to find your strengths and figure out your goals so you can get to the next point in your life. Our other curriculum is called Roots of Success. This environmentally science program helps each person in our program to have certificates so that they can leave with certificates in things like soil, transportation, and water, which makes them much more competitive candidates when they get into the market. So that's a little bit about our program, but I'm sure you all know, we also run the only USDA certified organic high production farm in the entire city of Chicago. On our farm, we produce over 30,000 pounds of food a year. And this year we'll be expanding with the support of Impact Grant Chicago and their investment of $100,000 into our farm. We are literally in construction right now for our third farm. That farm should produce another 8,000 pounds of produce, and it's 100% going to go to the Inglewood community. So we are so grateful for their support as we continue to push in and support more food access in our community. Well, that's Growing Home in a nutshell. And now I think it's important that I thank our other sponsors for this evening. I want to thank PNC Bank, Fifth Third Bank, Sterling Bay, Deloitte, Accenture, Left Communications, Clayco, the Chicago Federation of Labor, KSMB Associates, Merrill Lynch, Oberlander Group, Providence Bank, Organic Valley, and the Charles Roth Associates. Thank you all for being sponsors of this event. And again, to our presenting sponsors, William Blair and Slow Fig, thank you so much. Well, another group that's important to note is our 2019 Circle of Impact. This is something we started last year for our major supporters at Growing Home. You can see the list on our website. We have 5 different levels of support. And I mentioned that today because you all have the opportunity to join our Circle of Impact for 2020. Some of the donations you make today will have you automatically qualify. And so I thought it was important to tell you that we have this circle of impact. We'd love for you to join. It includes special nights on the farm, one-on-one time with the executive director, depending on which level you get in, and a scholarship in your name for a Growing Home participant. So consider as you donate to check out those levels and to see if you think you may want to join the 2020 Circle of Impact. And before I go too far, I would like to point out our Les Brown Founders Circle for 2019, which includes Laura Tilley and Derek Cotier, Emmy and Steve Stanley, and Doctors Carmela Bear Perry and Dr. Lamoris Perry. Thank you so much for your donation and being founding members of the Les Brown Founders Circle. All right, well, we have thanked all our sponsors and all our supporters, our big supporters for 2019, but you really can't keep going without thanking the staff. The staff at Growing Home make it all possible. They work tirelessly to support our graduates, to support the people in our program, and to support the Inglewood community. So I couldn't go any further without saying thank you to our staff. And not only thank you for everything that you do on normal days, but thank you for the tremendous amount of work that you have done during this pandemic. When this all started, we weren't sure if we were going to be able to continue. We were working remotely and we started to reach out to our alumni, but we didn't know what to do. But our Director of Employment Training, Mr. Jamie Winger, has taken the lead in supporting the creation of our remote program. And I would like you to watch a video right now where Jamie explains all that we've been doing for the past few weeks during this pandemic. Take it away, Jamie.
Hey everybody, this is Jamie, the Director of Growing Home's Employment Training Program. I just want to tell you a little bit about what we've been doing the past few weeks to respond to the COVID-19 crisis and move forward with our program. From the beginning, our goal was to support our large network of program alumni and our current cohort of production assistants as much as possible. So within a few weeks, we reached out to every single alumni in our network of over 500 individuals, offering them resources and support, information on where to find healthcare, fill out for unemployment, find food banks, and any emergency employment that people were interested in getting during this time due to layoffs or hours being cut. For our current cohort of production assistants, we developed a completely remote curriculum within just a few weeks. So this curriculum still offers all of our wonderful job readiness lessons from our on-site program. We're still doing our Transforming Impossible to Possible curriculum, which is all about emotional resilience and reflecting on your purpose and your true intrinsic goals in life, and then overcoming those barriers to achieve those goals of permanent employment. And we're still doing interview lessons, phone interview workshops, which works really well remotely. And then we're still bringing in all of our wonderful partners like Accenture, where volunteers can work with the production assistants one-on-one to do mock interviews and workshop elevator pitches that they can use in different networking situations. Going forward, we're focusing on expanding the virtual tools that we can offer to all the PAs in the cohort. Through generous support of our board and funders and donors, we are lending laptops and internet hotspots to all the PAs in the cohort so we can facilitate our multimedia online environmental science curriculum, and that's called Roots of Success, and it's really exciting. It allows us to go into all the science fundamentals behind what's going on the urban farm, to talk about food systems and environmental science and environmental justice. We're really excited that we'll be able to offer this content to PAs even while they're not temporarily able to be on the farm. Finally, we are being as strategic and creative as possible to find ways to connect our production assistants to employment during this challenging time. This is a crisis that affects everybody, no matter what industry you're in, and it's really going to require us to think outside the box and work creatively with all of our partners in our network to find solutions to this challenge. And that's a process that I definitely invite all of you to partner with us in. We're all just gonna need to work together and figure out ways to, connect these people to very meaningful employment that can help sustain them, not only through this crisis, but through the rest of their lives as they continue to, move forward with their lives and achieve their goals.
Thank you so much, Jamie, and for all that you and your team are doing. We are so grateful. Also, thanks to Left Communication for making that awesome video. When I first saw it, literally almost brought me to tears. All that we've been able to do in just a short few weeks has been tremendous. So thank you. I also want to thank our farm team, our essential workers. They have been working since the beginning of this pandemic to create and to create food and to keep putting food out into the community. We made a hard decision, but a needed decision, to not go to the farmers markets, not to participate in selling any of our produce, and to just donate 100% of our produce to our graduates and to the Inglewood community. And with some of our community partners, we've been able to do that. So we are so grateful to our farm teams. So I'm going to just say their names to thank them, individually, but collectively as a team: to Fred Daniels and Jamie Winger, to Audia Wells, Amelia Non, Devin Middleton, Gina Caruso, Jackie Santee, Janelle St. John, LaQuandra Fair, Olivia Helms, Shawnee Settle, Shanika Jackson, Sonia Garcia, Stephen McCary, Ursula Phillips Levi, Willie Danner, Jacob, and Zoe. Thank you. You guys have done amazing work, and not just during this pandemic, but every single day. And we couldn't do this without you. So that's all my thank yous, everybody. I know you're ready for this program to get started. So let's go. Before I go, though, I must say, my phone just beeped. I think you all need to check out the silent auction. It looks like I have been outbid once again. So you guys better get to it. It's moving right along. The silent auction will close at 8:15, so you have a little bit more time, but don't lose the item you really want. Go check it out. All right. Well, one of the greatest parts of Growing Home fundraisers is when you have the opportunity to hear from a graduate. And today you will have that chance. We are joined today by LaQuandra Fair. Hi, LaQuandra.
Hey.
Thank you for doing this. How are you?
I'm good.
All right. So you have your Growing Home shirt on. You're ready. All right. Okay. So we just want to take a little time for you to tell us about Growing Home. So how did you even hear about Growing Home?
Well, Growing Home had a resource table at my daughter's daycare center, and the community engagement person was explaining the program to me, and my daughter thought that it was a good idea for me to start learning how to grow things.
So you went and did it.
I actually did, because in my mindset, being a veteran, I was like, I don't really need a job training program, but because my daughter was watching, I thought it was just like a neat thing to do.
Got it. So you never farmed, you weren't interested in produce, but you joined the program anyway.
Yes, I did. I mean, initially, no, that was nothing that I would think I would be doing right now. I really didn't like to garden as a kid. So, no, it was like, yeah, something totally different from what I'm used to.
So, okay, tell me what it's like to be in the program. Did you enjoy it once you got there? Is it tough, hard work? What did you think once you got there?
I mean, when I got to the program, at first I was like, okay, a job training program with farming. I really wasn't sure like how it really was going to play out, but we actually learned a lot of things on the farm, from seeding all the way to production, to harvesting, to actually selling the produce that we grew. And then we actually went into the classroom. We actually did curriculum, which was tip, transformative, and possible at the time. And that program actually really helped me to just recognize things in myself. And also with the tip, there's a section about bragging about yourself. And I think that was one of the best highlights of that curriculum, because it actually taught me how to actually talk about all the skills that I already had and what have been enhanced by being with Growing Home to basically have the confidence to go on and move to the next level with a career or, so to speak, the next job.
Okay, that's awesome. All right. So you told us about TIP. The thing that I've always wanted to know is, and I got the experience to work with each cohort last year. Can you help the people at home just tell us what it's like to be on the farm, to be a part of our program from the morning to you heading home and you're aching in your back? Tell us everything. What is a day like for someone in our program?
Okay, well, typically everyone pretty much shows up between 7:45, 8 a.m. You clock in, you kind of greet everybody, and then we have a meeting in the morning. So in the morning time, when we do our morning meeting, it's pretty much to see how everyone is feeling for the day. Are they motivated? Things of that nature. We get to know each other a little bit. And then you basically just assign your task for the day, and they tell you which crew leader from the farm that you'll be working with. And then you go on to your task, whether that's weeding, planting seedlings, planting seeds, or whatever the farm needs are at that basic moment.
And then what happens after the farm work?
After the farm work, like I said, we actually go into the classroom, and that's where a lot of things you learn a lot of different things. I mean, you have your time with the social worker, you're working with the ET staff, so you're doing your curriculum such as tip, you may be resume writing, you could be job searching, anything depending on how we are on the schedule. Every subject varies week by week.
So once you start to go through the program, what happens when you get to the point where it's time to start interviewing and getting ready for the job search? What is that part of growing home like?
Well, for me, I think it was like really exciting, but then a little bit intimidating as well because a lot of us have been out of work for a while. We're still trying to get back in the swing of things. So during that time frame, like you work on your resume, we have mock interviews, we have people volunteer to come in and do that, our board, etc. We have employee panels that come in as well, and they actually allow you to ask them questions to try to get you familiar with the whole interviewing process again. And then from there, you kind of just really start your job searching. And you're encouraged to find, jobs that actually fit you and to actually follow the things that you want to do. But sometimes, you kind of just feel like I'll just take this or that. Or if you're thinking about starting a career, I mean, you have those options as well.
So what happened for you once you got to the end of the program? What was the interview part and job search like for you?
I actually went off and started working at one of our employee partners then, which was Sweet Green, because I graduated the program in 2016. And I actually stayed there. I opened their first store, River North, in Chicago, and I worked there for about 9 months. And then there was an opportunity for me to pretty much interview for a position as a community engagement assistant. And it was a part-time position, and I applied, and here I am.
So where was that community engagement position? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you. Where what's the lucky place that got to have you
It
as an
was at
employee?
Growing Home, so it
That's
actually felt like it was an opportunity, even though being at Growing Home, like, it gave me the confidence to actually start job searching again and feel like, okay, this is something I really can do. When the opportunity came about, I was like, oh wow, okay, let me see what happens. And then when the position was actually offered, I really felt great because it felt like a chance to actually come back home. No pun intended. Like,
So what's happened for you ever since you joined the staff?
Since I joined the staff, like I said, when I came aboard, I was hired to open the Learning Garden, which is a plot in the back of our farm at Honorary Street South, and there are 4,100-gallon grow bags. So my job was basically to establish that point, which was done, and now it's really a great enhancement to the farm because all of our tours pretty much end in that place because when we give tours on the farm, you can't really touch or taste any other crops that are in the hoop houses. So at that little place, it's like a little piece of heaven because you can definitely just harvest things straight off the vine and eat straight from there. So it's a good place to be.
It's my favorite. When I do tours of the farm, I always end there because LaQuandra always keeps these delicious cherry tomatoes. They taste like candy. I'm not saying that because I work for Growing Home. I promise you. And when I take people on a tour, and I always ask LaQuandra, do you mind if I take a couple? And I hand it to the person. They turn and look at me and go, this tastes like candy. And I'm like, I know. Even kids will eat them. LaQuandra keeps her learning garden up beautifully. So what are you doing now in light of COVID-19? What's Growing Home doing, and what are you spearheading in the community these days?
Well, so far since COVID-19 hit, we have pretty much launched everything virtually. So at first I was like, oh my goodness, what am I going to do to like really still engage with the community, with being part of community engagement? We actually decided to donate our produce this season. So because I have to come up with lists for that, it actually gave me another way to actually still engage the community and also just check on our most vulnerable community members, which is our elderly population. So we actually donate our produce to them, in constant contact with them throughout the week, and we just call them up, put them on our list, and we basically deliver our produce to them on every Saturday.
That is awesome. So, LaQuandra, I have to say, we're so proud of you, and thank you so much for doing this with us tonight. If you could just leave us with one thing, what do you think makes Growing Home so special, and why should people invest in Growing Home tonight?
Because I really feel like Growing Home is a special place that gives a lot of people a second chance in life, no matter what walk of life that they've come from. And myself being a veteran, my struggle was not really being able to identify my own struggles within myself. So we're going through this program, and it's a paid program. It actually, to me, it helped build my confidence up enough so that I could feel confident to go out and look for a job and understand and know that I do have the capabilities to do so. And it also built a ready-made support system because once you're part of the family, like you definitely never leave. And they're always there to support you no matter what. So I'm just thankful to still be part of the Grown Home
All right, LaQuandra, I can't say anything better than that. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate your time. Have a lovely evening. Please keep watching us on YouTube and Facebook. Thank you so much.
family.
All right.
Welcome. Bye.
Well, you heard it from a graduate. We're so grateful for LaQuandra and the work that she's doing in the Inglewood community. And LaQuandra is just one of many. We've had over 500 graduates at our time here at Growing Home. And when I started to get ready for this event, I started to think about the graduates that I have met. And whether that's Antoine owning his own trucking company and just the transformations that I've seen just being here for 1 year, this program really does help to change people's lives. So, with that said, I think it's time for us to attempt our live paddle raise. So, at Growing Home events, typically at the annual benefit, everybody has a paddle and everybody's able to lift their paddle when we do the paddle raise. I'll say a number and say, if you would like to donate this right now, you just raise your paddle. Well, obviously, I'm in this room by myself and I wouldn't see the paddle if you raised it. But we have a great option. You can go to your phone and go into the virtual fundraiser page, and you can go to the featured item. The featured item will be this paddle raise. They'll have a number for everything that I'm going to say in this paddle raise. If you do it and you want to give, all you have to do is click 12519 or whatever that number is, and I will see you and be able to and you everybody will be able to see that you made that donation. So I will start with $12,519. Why do I start there? Well, that is the paddle raise that's closest to my heart. Last year, we started this for the first time ever. We had 5 people sign up and raise their paddle for $12,519. $12,519 is how much it costs for us to put one person through our program. So I want to raise, I'm going to say now, if you want to donate $12,519, please raise your paddle now. Charles Young, thank you so much for your donation. We're so grateful. Thank you. Anonymous, thank you so much for the donation. Carmela Perry, that's my mom, guys. Thank you so much. We see the number raising literally as we go. An Anonymous, thank you so much. Anonymous, thank you for your donation. We are so grateful. Another anonymous person. Wow, this is incredible. Suzanne Whitfield, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm going to keep going with our next level because I think we have clearly surpassed the amount that we raised last year on the $12,519 paddle raise. Lori, thank you so much, Lori. This is exciting. I can't believe it. I was worried about how this would work, but this is even better than in person. So here we go. Next level, $8,420. That could support farm supplies that are necessary to keep our job training program going. It gives us seeds and equipment and tools, which are very much so needed at this time as we continue to farm 3 farms now. So do we have anybody for the $8,420 level? Anonymous, another anonymous person. Thank you so much, whoever you are. Laura Tilley, one of our amazing board members. Wow, you guys, our goal is 200,000. We are halfway there and we're just starting. Thank you so much, Laura. We appreciate your donation. Do we have anyone else for the $8,420 level? Pascal Kitchler. Thank you so much, Pascal. Another one of our amazing board members. Tom Aries. Thank you. Thank you for your donation. All right, I'm going to keep going, but you guys give. If I see your name come up and I catch it, I will shout you out. All right, our next level is $4,550. Now, $4,550 supports the wages for one person to go through our program. Why is that important? Well, I think this is one of the things that makes Growing Home so unique. Not many programs around the city are paid, and being paid really does make a difference. So when we pay people, it's good for them to be able to provide some stability as they're moving through the program and going towards employment. Many people have job training programs where you just come in and do job training, but you don't get any money. So this is a game changer for many people. It helps them to get on their feet. So if you would like to donate this amount, we'd be very grateful. Andra Turner, thank you. Thank you for your donation. Marnie and Matt Zimmer, thank you. Another board member, thank you so much. Barbara, thank you for your donation. Wow, you guys, this is amazing, just seeing the numbers rise. Anonymous, another anonymous person, thank you for your generosity. We truly appreciate it. All right, I will go to the next level, but keep it coming. I'll tell you this. If I pass your number, don't worry about it. You can go back. If 12,519 is your number, click that button and make that donation. Also, if you would like to donate by writing a check, and not hit the button, just send us an email. Send us an email at info@growinghomeinc.org. Again, info@growinghomeinc.org, and let us know that you would like us to raise this number and that you'll be sending something in the mail. We appreciate that as well. All right, let's keep going. Our next level is $2,400. $2,400 supports 2 weeks of public transportation support for someone in the program. For many of us, we can jump out in our car and leave here in the garage and go where we need to go. But for people in the program, sometimes they have no transportation at all. So we don't want transportation to be a barrier, not just in getting to Growing Home, but also we support people when they start their first week of work to make sure they're able to get to their job destination for at least the first week. So with that said, if you would like to support that work, it's $2,400 to support Growing Home as we continue to support everyone else. Karen Lewis, Martina, thank you. Thank you for your donation. $2,000, $2,400 can really go a long way. We sometimes take for granted that everybody doesn't have the same situation financially. So this transportation support definitely is a big deal. Anonymous, another anonymous person. Thank you so much. All right, everybody, you can see the number $36,000. We are getting so close to our goal. So let's keep pushing. I'm going to go to the next level, $1,450. This could support forklift training for 10 people in our program. At Growing Home, we make sure everyone has the ability to get a Serve Safe certificate. But we also, for anyone who's interested, we support a forklift training so they can get a forklift certificate. All of these certifications make people even more competitive when they get in the job market. So $1,450 could go a long way. Stephen, thank you for the donation. I saw an anonymous that I missed while I was talking about the forklift. Please, thank you so much. Kevin Swan, another one of our amazing board members. Thank you so much. Kevin, we appreciate it. Anyone else? $1,450. All right, I'm going to keep going, but just know you can always click another button. Okay. $850 could support ingredients and supplies for health and cooking demonstrations for our customers and our neighbors. Thank you, Dan. Thank you so much. So every week when we do our farm stand, we always have a delicious recipe that someone makes so that people can taste what the produce can really do. I have had things as cool as kale guacamole and as interesting as radish sandwiches. But every time when you taste the delicious recipe, it encourages you to go and buy the ingredients. I now have radishes at my home all the time because I tried that delicious radish sandwich. So support this work. It helps us not only to put food in the neighborhood, but to also provide people recipes on how they can use that food. The Alfords, thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate it. $850. Anyone else for the $850 level? We are almost there. Pascal, thank you for donating again. We appreciate it. Okay, so I'm going to keep going to the $612 level. This could support professional interview attire for an employment training participant. Barb Wallace, thank you so much. So, as you all know, it's important to dress your best when you go to interviews, but everyone doesn't have professional attire at home. So with supporting Growing Home, we're able to purchase materials for people, whether that be a suit jacket or a dress shirt or a tie. We're able to help people to look their best as they come out into the workforce. The Oberlanders and Elizabeth Esther, thank you so much for your donation. We appreciate it. Foster Dale, thank you so much. And Sharon, thank you. Thank you so much. Laura, again, thank you, Laura, for your donation. We're so grateful. All right, I'm going to go to the next level, and that's the $300 level. With $300, you could support a half-share CSA for a family in our community. Now, let me say, I know you're wondering, what is a CSA? For anybody who doesn't know, community shared agriculture is something Growing Home absolutely didn't make up. It's an opportunity where a local producer can have people purchase subscriptions so that when they have their harvest, they will have a share of that harvest. We do 16-week CSA program. We do that all over the city. You can sign up for it anywhere on our website, but a donation of a half share would be every other week for that 16-week period. And that's from June to October of healthy produce. And because of the pandemic, we'll be delivering it right to the door of that family. Ron, thank you for the donation. Thank you so much. Oh, Catherine, thank you. Thank you for the donation. All right, I see everybody's loving the $300 level, so let's keep it going just for a little bit more. Mike, I might have missed you, but thank you so much. We appreciate your donation. Michael, thank you for your donation. I love it. They're coming in for this level, and honestly, this is really near and dear to me. I believe in food access. I believe that everybody deserves good food, and that's one of the missions of Growing Home. So you supporting us so that we can continue to do that is really, really helpful. All right, so let's go to our last level. Should be for $175. And that can support LaQuandra's Learning Garden. You heard about it. You know, one thing LaQuandra didn't say, Carolyn, thank you. One thing LaQuandra didn't say about the Learning Garden that I think is so powerful is that Growing Home has a partnership with Lindblom High School in their special education course. And Also the Union League Boys and Girls Club, and their students come on site and learn in that garden. So it's not just a thing for us to do when people come on tours, but it's a resource for our community. And I think the support of the Learning Garden goes a really long way. Marie, thank you so much for donating to our Learning Garden. All right, everybody, we have raised $148,000. We only need $50,000 to get to our goal. So let me say this. I know we have levels and we've already done the paddle raise, different levels, but I think we should take a minute to just whatever you can give. If that's $1, if that's $5, if that's $20, if that's $1 million, feel comfortable just donating right now. And let's see if we can raise this number as far up as it can go. Don't worry about the amount. If you go to the fundraising website, you can go right on your phone. And there's at the last part, if you hit menu at the very bottom, it says just donate. Click the donate button and give whatever you can. And let's see if we can get this number all the way to $2,000 by the end of the night. Gwendolyn Kirkland, thank you. LaQuandra, thank you. All right, guys, come on, let's do it. We can do this together. Anybody who wants to donate, and you know, another way to do that also is to share. Share this on Facebook. Text this to your friends. Brittany Williams, thank you so much. Text a friend, email a friend, and let's get out there and try to get people. Let's get to this $200,000 goal. All right, Brittany, and then Stephanie. I'm sorry I missed you, but Stephanie, thank you so much for your donation. Wow, in just a few minutes, we have raised almost $200,000, so that's phenomenal. April Harrington, thank you, one of our Growing Home family members. Thank you for your donation. We're at 150. Foster Dale, again, thank you, Foster, one of our committed board members. Okay, Ronnie, thank you for your donation as well. Robbie, thank you for your donation. I love it. You guys are not going to stop. We appreciate all that you're doing to support good food and good jobs in the Inglewood and Chicago general community. So I'm going to keep this program going. Gina, thank you for your donation. All right, you guys, I have to stop shouting everybody out. Harry Rhodes, our former executive director, thank you. Cam from Fifth Third Bank, thank you. Dan, another board member. Okay, I said I was gonna stop, but I can't. Keep seeing people. I love doing this. Thank you so much. Dan Kaplan, we appreciate you. Another one of our phenomenal board members. Okay, you're in for a treat. Do not stop giving. Please keep donating. Please keep donating. But I wanna keep going to the next part of the program because I think everyone will love it. So while you do your silent auction items, while you keep donating, while you start texting your friends and asking them to check it out, I'm going to have, we're going to do a live cooking demo. Not me. I know you're thinking, wow, she cooks too. No, not me. We're going to be joined by a phenomenal chef in the Chicago area and a very popular Inglewood chef, Chef Jessica. And she was going to teach us how to make her delicious salad dressing, and she's going to use some of our Growing Home produce to do that. So I am going to see if Jessica will join us. Jessica!
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How's it going?
I made it. We're almost All right, Jessica. So I want to tell people the Jessica I know, and then I'd love for you to introduce yourself. So
Okay.
I'll say, since I've been at Growing Home, it's been 1 year exactly. One of my goals was to get out in the Inglewood community and go to community events and show up and let people see my face. I don't think I've ever been to one without seeing you. And you are always doing your amazing cooking demos. I think it's so powerful that you take your talent and your gift and show it to the community so that we can not only give fresh produce out, but help people to find cool recipes. And let me tell you, I don't know if you know this, but every time you do a cooking demo, everybody's clamoring to get some of your food. So I know you are one of the best chefs in Chicago, and I'm so happy that you could join us tonight. Can you tell us a little bit more about you?
Sure. Thank you so much for that, Danielle. So yes, I'm Chef Jessica. I think some of you might have seen me in the neighborhood. You know me by my green chef coat. And so I've been doing demos in the neighborhood or in different neighborhoods throughout Chicago for about 5 years. I've also been working with Growing Home for 5 years. So not only do I do demos in the neighborhood, but I've been working with Growing Home doing some classes myself with them on professionalism, and as well as serve safe food handler courses with Growing Home. So I love them. I think Growing Home is amazing, and I'd love to spend my time hanging with their students and just hanging at the farm because it's amazing. A little bit about me. I have been doing demos for 5 years, like I said, but I have done just about everything in the hospitality world that you can imagine, from scrubbing floors to actually running restaurants. And actually, I currently own and operate my own company called Soboricua. And we do these healthy cooking demos in the neighborhood, as well as we have a catering arm, and we have a manufacturing arm where we produce and sell sofrito at a couple of Whole Foods in the Chicago area. So yeah. So I didn't just get this far from just like knowing how to cook. I actually went to school. So I have a culinary degree from Le Cordon Bleu. I have a bachelor's degree from Robert Morris. And I have a master's degree from St. Xavier. And since those student loans are coming, let's just add some more on there. And so I'm currently getting my PhD in business as well. So yeah, I got a lot of school, but I also like to have a lot of fun. So this recipe I'm going to do for you today is going to be really, really simple. I wanted to kind of keep it simple because I know we don't have a lot of time. And this is actually maybe like my second or third demo that I'm doing on virtual. So bear with me. I think I got it, but just bear with me. So I'm going to start first with.
Can I ask you a question? I heard that you had a delivery of some Growing Home produce.
Absolutely, and we're going to use it today. I got some good stuff. Let me see if you can see it. Yeah, my spring mix and kale and spinach. So I'm definitely going to use it on this recipe today. We're going to highlight how awesome that produce is. So I'm going to start first. I have a nice little bowl, and I'm going to start with the dressing that I'm making. So today I'm making a really, really simple dressing. I think a lot of times we spend a lot of money on buying dressings when we can just put some stuff together at home and make some really phenomenal stuff that's not going to cost us $4.50 to $6 a bottle, right? And so I'm going to start with my sofrito. Yes, this is the product that we sell in Whole Foods. We use it just on just about everything. And so this is going to be kind of the base and flavor for this dressing. So I'm just going to use a little bit, about half a tablespoon. And we're going to start there. Let that be our base. And so sofrito has cilantro, green peppers, onions, and garlic. So you're getting all of that in your dressing right here with just adding the sofrito. The next thing I'm going to add is a little bit of lime juice. You can see that. The lime juice adds some tang to the dressing, that acidity that we're looking for when we have a dressing. But and so you're like, lime juice, isn't it going to be a little bit rough? Not so much. I'm going to add a little bit of honey. So what the honey does is it takes down that acidity a little bit, makes it a little bit sweeter, and gives us some honey, because honey is amazing for our bodies and for our immune systems, especially with everything going on. So honey is added. You always have to season, so just a little bit of salt and a little bit of pepper because we want it to taste good. And so I got my whisk, and so I'm going to whisk that together. And then as I'm whisking, I'm going to add the olive oil. So you can use any oil you like, whether it's sunflower oil that you love, whether it's olive oil, vegetable oil, the oil of your preference that you have in your cabinet will work. And the goal is kind of to just drizzle it in. You don't want to add too much at a time. You just want to give it a little drizzle. And so that way, all those ingredients we've already added to this dressing can be kind of infused and get what, as we call, emulsified. So they can come together and be one. And that's kind of what we want to see in our dressing. We got a little bit drizzle. There we go. And then I'm going to see if I can put this towards the camera so you can see. It looks like dressing to me. Can you guys see that? Maybe I'll bring it down a little bit. Bam, bam. So it looks a little like dressing to me, and it smells amazing. That honey and all those flavors already in there. Amazing stuff. So now that we have our dressing, let's talk about our salad a little bit. Anybody who's been to a Jessica demo knows that I like to always have some sort of sanitation moment. And that's especially with everything going on, keeping ourselves healthy and keeping ourselves safe is really, really important. And so I'm going to, these are the greens that came from Growing Home Spring Mix. I mixed the spinach in here too, and I washed it. What I want you guys to understand about your vegetables, everyone is really quick to, once they come in from the grocery store, they want to wash those vegetables right now. Yes, we need to wash our vegetables, but washing them beforehand is not the best idea. The best idea is to wash them right before you're cooking them. You don't want to wash them, then set them in the refrigerator. They pick up more bacteria, and you're thinking, hey, It's good to eat it. Let's go ahead and eat it. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure that you wash your vegetables right before you use them. So right before she turned the Zoom to me, I had these rinsed off and put back in the bag with my magical helpers. My kids in the background. And so we're going to add this to the bowl. I'm going to show in just a second. So we have all these wonderful greens, nice and fresh. I'm sure they like just got picked probably yesterday when I picked them up. And then I'm going to add, so these are our beautiful greens. Let's get a close up on those beauties. Look at that, all that color. It's really, really pretty. I'm going to add a little bit more color because, you know, we eat with our eyes first. And so I have some tomatoes and cucumbers to add a little bit more color to our beautiful salads. And then instead of, because I don't want to put on a quarantine 15, I'm using something a little bit different as a crouton for today, right? So what I did was I have some garbanzo beans, canned garbanzo beans, right? Because we're getting a lot of canned goods to save shelf-stable products. And so I took them out, I drained them, I let them sit out and dry for a little bit. I added some of my sofrito, salt and pepper to them, and then I roasted it in the oven about 450 degrees for about 15 minutes. You're going to see them start popping a little bit. They're going to get crunchy, just like a crouton. So now we have what I'm calling garbanzo bean croutons, and they have a flavor to them. And these are things you can pop and snack on. This is also something you add to a salad as opposed to adding croutons that got all those carbs. This adds some protein to your salad and some nice little crunch. So we're going to add our little garbanzo bean croutons to our beautiful little salad. And I know not everybody's a meat eater, but Jessica is a meat eater. When you're a chef, you have to eat just about everything. And so I got a little piece of steak here that I'm going to cut on the angle and add to our little salad, and then we'll drizzle our dressing. Beautiful. Here we go. Got a little bit of steak. We got our pretty dressing. We're going to drizzle it on. The cool thing about a dressing also, which I really love making my own little dressings, is that once I make it, let's say I don't use it all, right? You might not use all of it. So once I make it, you can put it in a little Tupperware container if you have those around, or even an old salad dressing container, right? You can put it inside. You'll see that it separates as it sits in the refrigerator, but you want to make sure you shake it up a little bit. And every time that you're ready to use it, you just shake it up and you pour it on your dressing. So this is your own little dressing that'll sit in your refrigerator and has a really good shelf-stable life, or the little container that you might have. All right, now that we got our salad all pretty and beautiful, let's get a glimpse. There we go. We got a little bit of steak in there, our garbanzo beans, and our beautiful growing home greens. Make this salad amazing.
Looks beautiful. Thank you so much. Anything else you got going over there?
Say that again.
Anything else delicious coming from your kitchen today?
No, not today. There's a lot going on today. I'm just trying to stay sane and safe within quarantine times. When you got 3 little munchkins, it could be a lot.
I believe it. You know what? That salad looks good, and I'm excited to get some greens myself. I also need to head over to a Whole Foods and get some of that sofrito. It looks, I act like I can smell it from here, but it looks very flavorful.
Yes.
I gotta check it out next time I'm at Whole Foods. So I'm gonna go to Whole Foods and get some of the sofrito. I'm gonna start making my own salad dressing. I need to also stop trying to clean everything the minute I bring it home. I'm gonna wipe the bag down, but I won't be cleaning the greens until it's time to eat.
Not at all.
So you know what, Jessica, as always, this was awesome. Thank you for doing this. We thank you for your commitment to Growing Home and for being here tonight. This was really cool. Thanks for doing this.
Awesome. Bye, guys.
All right, so we have heard from a graduate. We've had a cooking demo, and we did our paddle raise, which was amazing. I literally, this has been better than my wildest dreams. You know, when all of this happened, the pandemic, I wasn't exactly sure what would happen with our benefit. We weren't sure if we would be able to do it in person. We were going to keep pushing it back. And this virtual fundraiser, this idea to do it, has been just, I'm so glad we were able to make this happen. I'm glad we were all able to come together tonight. I'm glad we were able to still do our silent auction and still raise some money to support the work that we do at Growing Home. And so I want you to know that this website will be live for a couple more days, so you can share this. They can go back, anybody can go back and watch the video. They can look at any of the videos that are there. They can look at the silent auction items of today until about 8:15, and they can make a donation to Growing Home any day of the week. It will support what we do. It will support the work we're doing. I know there are a few people I may have missed while I was doing the shout outs. So Judith Aronson, I know that I missed you. I know you donated. So thank you so much for your donation. We're very grateful. And if I missed anybody else, charge it to my head and not my heart. I'm very appreciative. We at Growing Home are appreciative. And you know what? The silent auction is heating up so much. I have been outbid on every single thing that I have done. There's so much movement on it. We are going to extend it to 8:30. So keep going, keep participating in the silent auction. Don't give up. If you want to do a paddle raise, even though the paddle raise is gone, go ahead and do it. Or if you have a friend you know who may want to participate, share it. And donations, we're always accepting those. So from me, I would like to say thank you. Thank you for your donations. Thank you for participating. Thank you for just getting on YouTube and watching us do this and make this happen. So far, we have raised $167,000. We're so close to our goal. And with our silent auction and then all the sponsors that we end up adding in, we will absolutely meet the 200, especially if you keep giving and keep telling your friends. So, another thing I want to say before we leave is that it really touched my heart how many people came out today and watched us on YouTube and watched us on Facebook. I want you to know you are officially a part of the Growing Home family. We want to see you when this is all over. We want you to come to the farm, come by and volunteer, come by and do a tour of the farm and try those cherry tomatoes I told you about. However you can engage with us in the future, please do it. We love you. We appreciate your time tonight. And everybody have a wonderful evening. From Growing Home to all of you, thank you and good night.